Hey everyone, Sawslinger. I know it's been a while since I posted anything, and it's probably about time I say something. Haven't really had a whole lot to post, but right now, people probably been wondering what I've been up to, and just want to let everybody know that I've been doing okay, but just got hurt at work on last Tuesday. I was running the harvester. I had an electrical issue with the head, so I took and shut the machine down, and you gotta step up on the head, and up above on the boom is a little plate with 4 bolts that you pull out, and there's a plug in there. Had a loose wire, got the wire fixed, put it all back together, stepped, standing flat on top of the head, and went to step down, and it ain't that far off the ground, but mind you, I'm out in the woods, but I stepped down, and there's a piece on the head that you can step onto where the delimbing knives are. So it'd be like a step down. Well, my foot slipped on that, and it's literally maybe 6 inches between the ground and that, but being out in the woods, not a good place to trip and fall from, so my feet kind of tangled up on me, and I went down over backwards, kind of pushed myself away from the machine, I think, and fell flat on my back on the ground, and my arm went out, and I'm thinking that it hit a stump. I thought at first it hit the machine, it hit the head or something, but I think if it hit the head, I'd probably be all tore up. So I'm thinking it hit a stump, and it knocked my bone from my upper arm, my lower arm here, dislocated out of my elbow, and it shoved it kind of up into here. So I tore ligaments in there, and I also fractured one of the bones in this part here. I'm thinking of where it goes into the socket on your elbow. So yeah, I got back up and looked at my arm. My arm wasn't looking very normal, and it was like a limp noodle. So kind of did a little shake to it, and it didn't look right. And all this stuff here was kind of upwards more, but the weight to my arm pulled it back down a little ways. So I paced around a little bit, just making sure everything else was good, and then went and got the guy that I cut with, which he was driving the skidder back out into the woods to get another skid not too far from me, and he said it didn't look right, which I knew that, and I should probably get to the hospital, which I planned on doing anyways. So I told him, even though I was in terrible pain at the time, that I'm going to try and get the machine out of the woods. We're about 3/4 of a mile back in the woods. It's a long ways back there where we're cutting in the unit that we're in. And I got in the machine, and I can only use this arm to run the controls, but on this side, and that's very tough to do. And every little bump out there was just excruciating. It's terrible pulling it out of there. If I'd have left it back there, and I don't know, I wasn't sure when I'd be going back to work, so I was worried that it would rain, that it would be stuck back there till who knows when. So I did end up crawling it all the way from back there all the way out to our landing. And before I did, phone just filled up on storage space. So anyways, I called Valerie in the meantime, and she drove out there to come and get me and take me in. So she took me into the ER, got in there, they got me in right away. They gave me a morphine shot in my left arm, and that didn't do anything to take any of the pain away. So they ended up giving me a fentanyl shot. Fentanyl didn't do anything. After that, I had some x-rays done on it to check on it and see how much, was damaged and if there was any fractures. At that time, they didn't see any fractures before they set it or anything. So after that, And they gave me another fentanyl shot, which didn't take any pain away. So I told them that they're going to have to knock me out to put this back in place because I don't want to remember it or feel it. So they put me out. They said it took 7 minutes to get back in place, and then they had to give me some more x-rays after that, make sure it looked good back into place, and if there's any fractures probably after they set it for me. So after that was all said and done, I just had to take a little bit of time. I guess they wanted me to take some time and get on groggy, which I was ready to go right away. They splinted it for me, and a splint different than this one here. This one here is a lot better than the one I originally had from the ER. So they splinted it for me, and then I was released to go. They gave me some orders of what I had to do for, like, get a prescription for some oxycodone, and I would have to go see a ortho. So I think it was Wednesday. I think Wednesday we called, got a appointment for an ortho on Thursday. Went Thursday. They had to take more x-rays because he wanted to see what it looked like, and then he told me that their splint that they gave me was a piece of trash, and they gave me x-rays, found out that bone was fractured, and then they put me in a new splint, which is this one here. My arm was massively swollen. It's come down a lot. My hands were really swollen. I can use my fingers. They're good. I have strength in it. I can squeeze stuff, but this area right here on the top and on the bottom is really weak and very tender and sore. There was a major amount of bruising up in here, which is already going away, which is kind of crazy because today is only Monday. But this was all black. So after they did this here, he was talking to me about what the future is going to bring for it and stuff, and he's worried about the fracture in it. So next week, Wednesday, which I guess it's this week, Wednesday, I have to go for a CT scan. They want to do a 3D image of it where it's fractured to see if they need to put a plate in it or a screw, or I don't know. I don't know nothing about it, but he wants to look at it, and it is what it is. I just got to do it and have it done so that I can just keep moving on here. But this splint here will be coming off soon, and then I'll get like an elbow splint that will limit my arm to only being able to bend so much, and then each week they're gonna let it open up and flex more until I don't need it anymore, I guess. We'll see. We'll see what happens with it. I had to do some trimming on this thing because they had it all the way out here, which they asked me if I wanted it at my wrist or up higher, because if it was at my wrist, they said it would take longer for the swelling to go away. I said, well, make it up higher. Well, they made it too high where I couldn't close my fist. It was driving me nuts, so I did some trimming on it. So it don't matter that I did that. I can cut more off if I wanted to. But I had to do some trimming on it and just been kind of restless and sore and down in the dumps, and yeah, it's lovely, but what are you gonna do? Normally I'm pretty busy and get a lot of stuff done in a day, and I can't do anything right now. It's just miserable. It's making me crazy. Feel kind of useless, you know. I was doing a lot of hunting. The job we're on, there's a bunch of deer at, and I ain't gonna be able to do no hunting now, sadly, but that's just minor. don't have to worry about that. I just got to worry about getting back to work and getting healed up and functional again. And as far as running a chainsaw goes, I don't have any idea when I'll be able to run that. It's probably going to be quite a while, considering saw for some reason want to jerk the recoil out of my hand or something like that when I'm starting it, or just trying to pull it over, or just carrying the saw or weight or anything. It's gonna damage my arm. I'm sure I'll have weight restrictions for a while, but if I do too much walking in a day, I'm supposed to have a sling on. Don't necessarily have to have it, but it's supposed to help. It don't really help much, but if I'm doing too much activity, my arm will start swelling up, my fingers will get swollen, I won't be able to close my hand, and this thing will start throbbing, so I can't do anything. And bill wise, I guess my insurance ain't really the best. I got crappy health insurance. Good insurance is expensive, and I ain't got that. So I posted a community tab thing the other day, kind of said what was going on. I don't know how many people really see that. Probably not too many, because I haven't posted in a while, so I'm probably kind of hidden. But I put a Cash App on there and a PayPal, because right now I've been the only one working, and Valerie, she's still got a lot of health issues going on, not with the cancer or nothing like that, but she's just got other lifelong health issues going on that are affecting her day by day. Some days are good, some days she's shot. So I've been the only one working, and this here is a pretty hard hit. So I put a Cash App on there and a PayPal. I'll also put one in the comments on this video. Even prayers would be great for a speedy recovery so that I can get back to work. I'm not asking for much of anything. I appreciate everybody on here that's done what they've done in the past, beyond words could even explain, and I know there's a lot of great people on here, so I hate asking. It's just one of those things where you get in a spot, you just don't know how to get out of it, I guess. Anyways, enough with that. But I wanted to let everybody on here know what was going on, where I've been, what I've been doing. We did cut a little wood here and there over the summer. Had some time off where we didn't cut no wood at all because it's either too wet most of the summer and spring, or the mill just don't give us any contracts to get rid of pulpwood. So I cut for a couple days and the whole month's already filled. And right now we got a dozen contracts that we filled for October, which is more than we've gotten in a coon's age, and I think they gave us the same for November, so it's just a bad time for it to happen. But I'll be able to get back to work. It's just a matter of time, and like I said, if anybody wants to give prayers or anything like that, or a donation of any sort, it's very much appreciated from all of us. I better get off of here though, because yeah, I just did it again here. It ran out of space. So anyways, I better get off of here before this is too much video that my phone can't put it all together so that I can get it downloaded for you guys. But I'll keep everybody informed on what's going on. I'll try and post some pictures in the community. I did post some, but if you look in there, you'll see them. I'll post some new ones so you can see what all it looked like. So I appreciate every one of you. Thanks again for stopping by.